Look at this. There's 1,778 members in my trading group. I want to give a few shout outs to my trading group. CBC, thank you so much. I'm up $13,000 this week. Your group's amazing. I made $47,000 in April because of your setups. This person's up 2,400, 1,500, 647%. This person doubled my money after a phone call that we had just yesterday. This person said, I woke up and I had 73% gains in data. Thank you. I woke up with 58% gains while I was sleeping. Another $1,000. That's $4,000 in 7 days. I've got a cryptocurrency trading group. I've got 6 chat groups where everybody's calling out breakouts, posting charts, working together to trade this market. I've got 41 videos in a playlist. If you don't know anything about trading at all, nothing, you can watch these videos. You'll be making profitable trades. Number one reason why people join my trading group is I post profitable trading setups every single day, and we've been killing it. If you guys want to join the cryptocurrency trading group, you want to pay in crypto, email me, cryptobitcoinchris@gmail.com. I'll get you set up and in the group today. You pay for 6 months in crypto, you get a 20% discount. You pay for the year in crypto, you get an additional month for free and a 30% discount. If you do want to pay with a card month to month on a monthly basis, you can do so. There's a Patreon link that's in the description. This is Tezos up 72%. You can see here's the setup posted. Here's 52% out of link. Again, bought the breakout down here. Here's the setup. Here's Ethereum, 57% gains out of Ethereum. Here's the setup. Bitcoin Cash broke out 60% gains over time. I want to thank everybody for watching Crypto Revolution. We talk about everything crypto daily. Before we jump into this video, I want to ask you, smash that like button. Trying to get a like spike going, 1,000 likes a video. That's the goal. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. I'm going to keep you up to date daily on everything that's important to make sure you're very successful in the cryptocurrency space. Jumping right into the market today in crypto. Whoa, jumping right out the window. Red day today. And I talked to you guys about this possibility just yesterday. So we're going to rehash that in just a second. Overall market cap of cryptocurrency, $236 billion. Lost a ton of market cap recently. Bitcoin, 86.12, big retracement, 12% by Bitcoin. And I want to point out the fact that Bitcoin's down 12%. What normally happens to these altcoins when Bitcoin drops 12%? Normally these altcoins would be down 20%, right? That didn't happen. And so we're going to talk about Bitcoin dominance in some of these coins that are trying to outperform Bitcoin or decouple from Bitcoin, and if you will, and a potential boom for these altcoins. And so we're going to cover all this. Make sure and watch the video to the end. This is from yesterday's video, and I just want to kind of rehash kind of what I talked about and how it played out. This is an idea that I want you to understand, the 4-hour chart. Bitcoin is showing some bearish divergence here. Bearish divergence occurs in an uptrend, and it signals that there's a potential for a trend reversal. And so this means there's underlying weakness in the price action. Now, in order to confirm this, you need a break or swing to the downside, okay, and a candle close. And that would confirm this bearish divergence, and bots sell on this idea. Obviously, people program the bots, technical analysts trade on these ideas. And your bearish divergence, you'll see a significant move to the downside based on this idea. So, all right, so here's the Bitcoin 4-hour chart, and you can see you had a bull flag right after that video. And you can see the price action started to break to the downside. So you had this bearish MACD cross. The pullback started right here, okay? Then you had this rising wedge, measured move down here around 8,600, bearish divergence on top of that. So they're bearish ideas, right? Not too shocking that we had that pullback. But when it did pull back, then you got your confirmation and you get this exacerbated move to the downside. So this is, real quick, the Bitcoin weekly chart. And it's important to understand that 10,000, 10,500 are the levels to watch. Like, that's when the game changes. Because on 2 previous attempts, Bitcoin got rejected at 10,500. So is this the bottom? Is Bitcoin headed lower? Let's talk about it. This is a Bitcoin daily chart. So right now, it really depends on this daily candle close, right? So a lot of traders trade on this idea. All your volume comes into the market 12 a.m., 12 p.m. UTC time, because that's when your daily and your 12-hour candles close. Right now, this candle close right now, it's going to be above the 21 simple moving average, which would be a good sign for the bulls. You can see that came in and they bought it up from 8,000 to 8,600 at this point. Now the United States will be waking up in about 4 or 5 hours, and what are they going to do? How are they going to? Is this sell-off going to continue? You got the 200 and the 100 simple moving average here, and it's going to act as support. A lot of times Bitcoin likes to retest these levels, retest the 200 simple. So you got the 200 and the 100. Potentially your stop losses are going to save you a tremendous amount of money. It's great making all these exponential gains in Bitcoin and all these cryptocurrencies, but you have to manage risk. Right now, I mean, there was bearish divergence on the daily chart, on the histogram. You have a bearish MACD cross possible. Now this will be confirmed just kind of depending on this candle. So if we go back here and we look at one of the previous bearish MACD crosses was here. So let's draw a vertical line and see what happened. 9,100 and we ran down to 3,850. Is that going to happen every time? No. You know, here there's potentially bearish cross in here, maybe a crossover in here, you know, small pullback, small pullback. So this is the extreme case, and it would be, hey, let me watch this lower trend line. Essentially, this is a, you know, rising wedge of sorts, rising channel, okay? And again, break to the downside, measured move is significant. And you see you've got this rising wedge in here. Okay, so you take the measured move of this, and essentially it nailed the measured move to a T, ran down to 8,000. Okay, and I had put in these ideas, you know, 9,500, 9,400. I talked to you about this yesterday. If that doesn't hold, there's going to be a lot more downside, and here we are. So this lower trend line, again, this is the key to watch. Now, RSI is way down here around 14. This is only the hourly chart. But what I want you to understand is you had a head and shoulders on the RSI. The patterns on the RSI are increasingly more valid than what you see on the price action. So if you take some time and you draw, and I talked to you about this in a video or two ago, you draw these patterns, these rising wedges and falling wedges. Like when they break to the downside, sometimes they can, you know, front run a lot of the moves on the price action. Okay, so these will be a leading indicator. When this breaks lower, potentially the price will follow. In this case, that would have worked out, and potentially you would have exited Bitcoin, your Bitcoin position, and saved a lot of losses. And so that's just part of this trading this market. You know, not being all in. You know, you're keeping some money on the sidelines. Potentially, you buy back these oversold bounces. Like you get significant bounces when the price of Bitcoin gets down here pegged really low. I could still move lower, and it has in the past, but you do get bounces when you're looking at oversold RSI levels. Some hopium for the bulls. The CME futures gap is huge. So remember, CME futures closed at above 10,000. So the price action is going to open tomorrow night, Sunday night, 6 p.m. Eastern time. And the price action is going to open right here. So you're going to pop, a candle is going to pop up right here. Now, are we immediately going to run up to 10,000 and fill this gap? Well, let's look what happened last time. It's like the market's not open. There's no candle here. It's missing. There's a gap. So there's a ton of open orders right here that need to be filled. And the idea is the market makers push the price, manipulate the price back so that this gap gets filled because all these unfilled orders are profit potential for the market makers. So this gap, now look, the price action continued to retrace and actually ran all the way down. It didn't fill immediately, but then it came back up and filled this gap. So here's this new gap. You know, are we going to dip down and head lower and then come back up and fill it later? Or on Monday, are we going to see this explosive pump to the upside based on this idea? Shout out to Nick. He said, like always, there's always another opportunity. You do not need to be all in every market move. And so you have to remember that it is a very solid position to have money waiting on the sidelines for opportunities like today. 2018, I did really well, like buying like double-digit red days. Double-digit red days. You know, you look over at the altcoins and see what's getting wrecked. If you see 20% losses, I remember one time Vechain was down 29% in a day. Buy. Right? And so you have to, but there's risk involved. I mean, you buy at 12% and it drops down and goes to, you know, down 20%, like you're in trouble. So just keep in mind that that's more of an advanced idea, but your biggest losers become your biggest gainers. Flash crash. Whales sink the price of Bitcoin. We're being manipulated. Coinbase suffered a brief outage when crypto prices plummeted. So Bitcoin dropped 15%. All the Bitcoin naysayers came out. Dr. Doom says, hey, this is a massive pump and dump, spoofing, front-running, wash trading, total scam. Well, this guy, dude. Yeah, so this was the error message. Bitcoin down $1,500 in less than an hour. Meanwhile, at Coinbase, error. You guys have to have backup exchanges. Have to have stop losses. Like, a lot of things freeze, and it will continue to do so as this market gains more traction, gains more upside. Retail continues in this market. They can't handle the volume. Bitcoin tumbles to 8,600 in a sudden crypto crash, sending Ethereum, XRP, altcoin market into deep red territory. But what I want to point out here is that these coins, especially these altcoins, Bitcoin's down 11% and Ethereum is only down 10%. You know, so that's different. You know, you want to understand that potentially these altcoins could decouple from Bitcoin. 15% correction, everything bearish, bearish, bearish in a second, right? Pullbacks are part of it. This is ZRX, and apparently they didn't get the memo about the Bitcoin or crypto crash. And, you know, this was actually a setup in my trading group, up 150%. I got 1,000 thank yous for this. Tika Tuari pumped it afterwards, and that obviously helped. But this, again, yeah, this was a setup. Buy the breakout of this. Boom, 150% gain. So just keep in mind that this inorganic growth, like these crazy pumps, are very high risk. And I definitely don't recommend buying the top of these green coins. It's gambling. So this is the fear and greed index. And you can see previously during all these run-ups to, you know, 14,000 to 10,000. And essentially now where we ran up to 10,000 as well. Like, you start to get all this greed in the market and the market pulls back. And we talk about this all the time. Like, it's a very important indicator to understand. When there's all this fear in the market, look at all these fearful, fear. Buy fear. Look at all this fear. Look at all this. Buy fear, sell greed. That easy. Now, will altcoins drop because of the Bitcoin halving? $1 million question. I think we've got an epic alt run coming. These alt BTC pairs have been beaten down considerably. We need to get through this Bitcoin halving. And these alt BTC pairs, the altcoins are going to perform well versus Bitcoin. Now, yeah, obviously your USDT pairs are going to take an initial hit if Bitcoin does continue to pull back. But these guys got to remember that this point in the game, like, Bitcoin retraces, right? As long as this rising channel stays intact, I mean, it's still a confirmed uptrend. Okay, so once you got it, you want your stop loss down here. You do not want any part. If this breaks lower, you do not want any part of this move to the downside. Remember that. So I'm going to keep you guys updated on these altcoins daily. And again, there's a lot of upside. These altcoins were running, the alt BTC pairs were running pretty well earlier today. And obviously Bitcoin spoiled the fun. This market's tough because Bitcoin is a puppet master, you know, constantly manipulating these altcoins. Like, they're trying to essentially paired against Bitcoin, you know, so they're always having to outperform Bitcoin as far as profits for alt BTC trading pairs. And when Bitcoin makes a big move, the whole market shakes. So I've showed you guys this chart quite a few times, and this is Bitcoin dominance. And you can see Bitcoin dominance has pulled back from 69% to 67%. Now, if we get a continuation of this move to the downside, these altcoins will take off. And again, I'll keep you up to date on this daily. If you guys like the content that I provide on a daily basis, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment below, hit the bell for notifications. Thanks so much. I'll see you guys tomorrow.